Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Nanny and Levy. Today, we're going to be making some yummy homemade pizza. And this is going to be so yummy that you're going to want to make it all the time. So, it's actually pretty easy. The hardest part is going to be what we're going to do right now. The other part is the fun part where you get to decorate, put pasta sauce and whatever. But right now, we're going to go ahead and make the dough. So, first what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your ingredient. The recipe, it'll be in the description. Just scroll down and click the little read more thing. So first I'm going to add 1 cup of flour into this little bowl. Okay, it's about 1 cup of flour. And next I'm going to add my yeast. So we're making part of the bread mixture here. We're going to add the yeast and the salt, sugar as well. And if you are seasoning your crust, which I am doing, this is the point right now in which you would want to add your seasoning. I've got a little garlic thing here, so I'm going to mix the yeast and the flour together, like so. And I'm going to add a little bit of my seasoning. This is a garlic, white wine, and butter. Very yummy. Okay, so I'm going to mix that together. We're doing our powdered stuff first. So I've got that in. And also we're going to add our sugar and salt. We're going to need 1½ teaspoons of sugar, so 1 teaspoon and a half. By the way, I just want to preface this is probably not a good diabetic option due to the carbs that is in the crust of the pizza, but you can make your homemade pizza with cauliflower crust. They sell those at the store. Let's see. Salt. How much salt? 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay. So we've got all our powders mixed up in here. Next, we're going to add our water and olive oil. So we have, this is 3/4 cup of warm water. You're going to want to warm it up in the microwave. Make sure you're using a microwave safe container or holder or whatever. And just microwave it till warm. And we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Give it a little flavor and whatever, you know? I don't know, I'm not no baking enthusiast about what the liquid does. I'm going to need a little more time on that. Okay, I've got my warm water and I'm going to pour it in and touch it and feel it. The reason I think you want warm water is to activate the yeast.
Tactical visor activated.
Doing whatever it is that it does, because it's yeast and it's a mystery of the universe. You can definitely smell the wine and the butter, garlic, seasoning smell coming off. It smells wonderful. It smells like some homemade bread. So I'm going to gradually start adding the remainder of my flour. And it's going to clump up into what will eventually form into your dough, which is what you will be eventually kneading and making into a little pizza shape.
Not talking about this or this. We're talking about this.
Flour, it should start to form a little bit of a ball. Now, according to this recipe, it says add additional flour if needed. Sometimes they find you need additional flour if they need as much as 1/3 cup of additional flour. So just see how your combination is acting. You just want it in that doughy form. You can see it's starting to form that ball. I've added all my flour and my pizza dough is infused with it and it's starting to take shape like pizza dough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dough, see how it, you know,
Dough.
I'm sure most of you know what dough is like, I hope. And I'm going to just kind of toss it into a little ball shape. And then afterwards I'm going to put it in a, kind of want to get it all together there. Mine actually is working pretty good without any extra flour. You may even have to do it on your surface. So, next I'm going to add, I'm going to grease a bowl with some of this olive oil here, and I'm going to coat the ball in the olive oil and let it sit for about 30 minutes to rise. It could take longer, but you're kind of waiting for it to double in size. So we'll check up on it in about 30 minutes and see about where it is. And then after that, we'll get on to the part of shaping it into pizza form. Okay, I've got myself a generous bowl, and what I'm gonna do is, okay, you're supposed to have a silicone brush, but I can't find ours, so I'm gonna use this towel. I'm going to put a little bit on here and brush the bowl so it's coated in olive oil. Then I'm going to place my thing in there and roll it around to coat it. And I'm going to cover the top of it with saran wrap or privacy. And then I'm going to put it into a warm place, like the microwave or the oven. Just make sure you don't turn on the oven because no. So I'm going to put this in the oven actually. And wait for about 30 minutes, and then after that we'll check up on it and go on to the next phase. Okay, we're back everybody, and now we're going on to what I think is the most fun part. So we have our dough, it's risen up, you can see it, it's not all poofy. So I prepared me a surface that's floured. I just cleaned off the island here, and I'm just going to use that. I'm going to put some flour on my hands, and this. Now what we're going to be doing right now is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to knead this a couple times to bring it together a little bit. First cover it in a little bit of flour. And then next we're going to bring it into its actual pizza shape. So I'm kneading this right now, and I'm kind of forming it into a circle as I do so. You don't want to knead it too much because you'll just, then the whole reason you let it rise is just gone to waste. So I got this, it's getting flat out a little bit. So you're going to want about a 12-inch pizza. This recipe makes a 12-inch pizza. So you can get a ruler or whatever if you want, but I'm just going to estimate it. So I got my, whatever you call this thing, and I'm just going to form it into kind of a pizza shape. And also, I have this here pizza pan. Oh, by the way, you're going to want to grease that, but I have a pizza pan here. You don't have to use one, you can just, because we're forming our pizza like this anyways. So, you can just use a regular cookie sheet, but a pizza pan is nice too. So, you can do it like this. Sometimes if you want, you can hand toss it. It's kind of fun, but just for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do it. But I've got my pizza out here. Looking like it came out pretty good this time. Alright. So, we're gonna actually, next we're gonna roll up the sides. You can pinch them or fold it over to give it that pizza shape to hold in the sauce and whatnot. I actually don't know the point of rolling it up like this, but I'm doing it anyways and no one can stop me. Okay, there we go. So then we're gonna transfer this to this pan. Now this is kind of a tricky part. You can use something to try and get under it and pick it up, but you don't want to like poke any holes in it or you're gonna have to do it again. So I'm kind of bad at this part. Whoa. I'm gonna get it unstuck here a little bit and transition it to our pan. Okay, now that you've got it on, you're going to poke some holes in this here crust. So just get yourself a fork and just poke some holes here and there. There you go. Beautiful. So that's actually the last step we're going to be doing with the dough. Now we actually get to put on sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the sauce. And also you're going to want to brush this with some olive oil if you can. It's not required, but you know. Okay. Now it comes to the part where you get to decide what kind of toppings you want to put on. And too, sometimes people put the toppings on here for the cheese. I usually like the cheese first, so I'm going to get my cheese. And I've got me some pepperonis. I'll probably add some more stuff, maybe mushrooms or tomatoes, but I don't have them cooked up right now. So I'm just going to sprinkle some cheesy cheese on top. I usually put a lot of cheese because I like it. Now, I'm going to top it with my pepperonis. And then you're going to stick it in the oven at 425 degrees and cook it for 13 to 15 minutes. Just check on it at about 13 and you can see if you need more. Got me pepperonis. And you're done. Look at that beautiful pizza you made. You have accomplished a great thing. Good job. Give yourself a pat. Pat on the back. And grab your beautiful pizza and stick them right in the oven. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Beautiful people. If you like it, punch the like button in the face. And the subscribe button, right, Kixie? Look, Kixie will tell you. Kixie, tell the people. Anyway, thanks, bye.
Ay, caramba.